What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to make a quick video on how I make my YouTube thumbnails. I think they look pretty good, and I know a lot of people wonder how to do it without having to spend hundreds of dollars on Photoshop and other programs like that. The program that I use is fantastic. It's called GIMP, and it is 100% free. I will leave a link to that down in the description below. So all you have to do is download that. Once you download it, let's go ahead and open it up. Yours might take a couple minutes longer to open if you're opening it for the first time, because it's adding all the plugins and everything. And when you open yours for the first time, yours might look something like this. All the windows are separated. No big deal. Go ahead and come over here to the Windows tab. Go down to the bottom where it says single window mode. Make sure that is ticked. And there you go. It'll put all the windows together for you. Then what you want to do is come down here to edit. Go down to preferences. And then over here on the left side, you want to go to default image. Then over here on the right side, go to template, hit the drop down box. And then you want to come down here where it says 1280 by 720 in parentheses HD 720p. That is the size for YouTube thumbnails, and you should see those dimensions right here in the boxes. Go ahead and hit OK. Now every time I open GIMP to make a new thumbnail, I like to come to File, hit New, and you should see those dimensions that you just set in preferences right there in the boxes. And there we go. That is the base to our YouTube thumbnail. And the first thing that you need for a thumbnail is a background. So we're going to go ahead and go to Google. I already have this opened up. You can search for whatever you want. We are going to use a sunburst background. We are going to go with the red sunburst. So you right click on that, save image as. You can save it wherever you want and name it whatever you like. Once you download that, go ahead and go to the file location, which mine will be in my PNG2 folder. Oh, I thought I had it downloaded. Try that again. Save image as. There we go. Okay. Now we're at the file location. We are just going to drag and drop. And there we go. There's our background for our thumbnail. So what we are going to do first is we are going to add some text. Now over here on the top left side, you will see these are all the tools that you have available to you in GIMP. If you use your cursor and put it over any tool, it'll tell you the name of every tool. Okay, so the text tool is obviously the capital letter A over here. We're going to click on that. We're going to come over here, click and drag and make a box. Put 2. So basically I'm going to be making the thumbnail for this video, and along the way I will kind of just let you guys know what I'm doing in the process that I'm taking. So what you want to do here is you want to highlight. We're going to grow this text, and if you go too far, you see you'll start clipping. Just drop that down 1. Now what I like to do is you want to make sure that the box is tight, the letters as possible, and if you make it too tight, again you'll clip. So you just want to make it just tight enough where all the letters stay in there. There we go. Okay, so now we come over here to the tools selection. We're going to pick the scale tool. The scale tool is a great tool. This is how you can rescale everything. All you do is click on it, and this is how you can make it different sizes. Right here in the middle where you see the big box with the 4 little boxes, this is how you move it around. Okay, so this is a very important tool, to say the least. Okay, so we're going to scale this to the size that we want, and always make sure you leave headroom around edges and corners of your background. Okay, because if not, you'll start clipping out the image in the background and it doesn't look good. So just make sure you leave some headroom. Right there, looks pretty good. Pretty good size. And once you get done scaling, whatever you're scaling, come over here to the little box where it says scale and hit scale. And there we go. Okay, so now we are going to be changing the color of the text. So what you want to do is you want to come over here to the bottom right side. These are all the profiles that you add to this thumbnail. So right now we're working with the text that says how to. So right here, as you see, it says how to. We're going to right click on that, alpha to selection. Basically what this does, this basically selects the letters and not this whole entire box. Okay, if we didn't select this and we went to change the color, it would change the color of the whole box. We don't want to do that. We just want to change the color of the text. So what we want to do is we want to come over here to the tool selection and hit the gradient tool. And these boxes right here, of course, obviously this is where you can change the colors. We're going to be going with a kind of a pretty bright green. You can choose whatever color you want. And we're going to use a secondary color as white. Now you can come at this from any angle you want. We're going to come straight down. See, you can make it to where it's like this. You can go the other way. There's just however you like it. We're going to make this a little bit darker green. Add a bit of white. Go. Now after you do that, I like to come over here to the bucket fill tool. We're going to click on that. We're going to go to the top color. We're going to make this black. We're going to be making a black outline around all the text. So then you want to come over, after you hit the bucket fill, you get your black. You want to come up here to select, go down to grow. We're going to put this at 4. Go, hit OK. And as you can see, that line that was around the text has grown. So now there's a space in between the line and the text, and that's what we are going to be filling. So before you do that, you got to come down here to the bottom right corner, furthest over to the left. If you click on that, it should say create a new layer. You want to hit OK. Now anytime you create a new layer, it will, so right now we're working on the how-to text. The layer is always created above what you're working on. So you want to make sure you grab where it says layer, click on it, and drag it down underneath the text that you're working on. So right now we're working on how-to. I just drug the layer underneath of that, okay? And then all you do is you come up here and click, bam, now we have a black layer around our text. This looks great. Another thing that I like to do that really makes these pop is come up here to filters, come down to light and shadow, and then come down to where it says drop shadow legacy. We'll click on that, hit OK. And then to add more drop shadow, which of course we want to do, you want to hit Control F. You hit that as many times as you want. I like to make mine really pop. There we go. And then whenever you're done editing a text like this, you want to make sure you come up here to where it says select, then hit none, and there you go. That is the first text that we've added to our thumbnail. So now we're going to add some more text. We're going to come back over here to the text tool. I'm going to click and drag. Make. We're going to highlight. Row this. Okay, we're going to make sure this box is as tight as possible without clipping anything. There we go. And we are going to grab our scale tool again. Click on the text. Going to fit this how we want it here. There we go. We're going to hit scale. We're going to come back down here to the file section. We're going to right click on the text make. Then we are going to alpha to selection again. Back to the gradient tool. To the color. Pick our color that we're working with, which right now is green. Hit OK. We're going to make this. We're going to go up. Leave a little bit more white here. Okay, there we go. Then we're going to go back to the bucket fill. Choose our color. In this case is black. Hit OK. Come up here to select. Hit grow. We're going to leave it on 4. Hit OK. Then we're going to come back down here to the bottom right and create a new layer. Hit OK. And just like the previous text, we got to make sure we drag the layer underneath the text that we're working on, which is make. And then we click, and there we go. And since we already used the drop shadow on the top, the same applies for this one. You can just hit Control F to add drop shadow to any text that you make from here on out. Go. We're done with that, so we're going to come up here to select, hit none. There we go. Now we're going to add some text to the bottom of this and how to make. Go. We're going to highlight, row. Make sure this box is as tight as possible. Go. We'll grab the scale tool again. Set this how we want it here. So we'll hit scale, and always check and make sure that's how you like it before you start adding color and drop shadows, because once you add drop shadows and stuff like that, you can always go back down to edit and undo everything until you get back to just the plain text, but you can't really move anything once you do all this. So just make sure that when you size it, that it's where you want it, and that's it. Okay, so now we're going to go back to, I'm going to right click on the YouTube text down here on the bottom right, and alpha to selection, gradient tool, back to the green. Okay, this one we're going to make a pretty solid green. We're going to drag this pretty far down. The further down you go, the more of your top color, which ours is green, there we go. Now we're going to go back to our bucket fill. Grab our black color for this one. Hit OK. Go to select, row. Keep that at 4. OK. Create a new layer. OK. Drag the layer right underneath YouTube text. There we go. Control F. Add our drop shadow. We're going to add a lot of drop shadow to this one. We want this word to really pop out. Okay. Then we're going to go to select and hit none. And there we go. Almost done with the text. So we're going to add one more line of text. We're going to click and drag. Highlight. Row the text. Gotta make sure that this box is as tight as possible. Go. And we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We're going to change the color. So come down to the thumbnails text in here in the file section. Alpha to selection. Got our gradient tool selected. Pick our color. Hit OK. Oh, thumbnails. Okay. And we hit our bucket fill, select our color. Okay. Come up here to select, hit grow. We're going to knock this one down to a 3. Hit OK. We create our new layer. Drag the layer underneath our text. And then click. Control F, add some drop shadow. Just the one to really pop as well. So quite a bit of drop shadow here. Go. Come up here to select, hit none, and there we go. So now we want to add an image right here. What you want to do is head over to Google. Now, any image that you add on here, it has to be a PNG file. Okay, and I will show you the difference. Actually, I already have 2 downloaded. Okay, so this first one that I'm going to put on here is not a PNG file. Okay, and you will see the difference here. Grab our scale tool so we can move it over. And as you can see, it doesn't blend in to the photo. I mean, to our thumbnail. Okay, you can tell that it's just a picture. You know what I mean? It just doesn't look like it fit. Okay, so we're going to undo that. Undo drop layers. Get that out of there. And then we are going to add our PNG file. I have to scale that down, of course. Okay, so you see this box is the whole image, but as you can see, you don't have that white background like you do on that other one. This image looks like it fits, you know, like it's supposed to be here, which is what you want. Out. Pretty good. A little bit taller. There we go. We're going to scale that. There we go. And then we're going to add a little bit more text. Click and drag. Highlight. Make it as big as we can. Make sure this box fits nice and tight. Grab our scale tool. Go. Scale that. And we're going to do the same thing that we've been doing. We're going to change the color. Right click on that. Alpha to selection. Grab the gradient tool. Now I want to make this a different color here. What color do we want to use? That's the question. Blue. Well, this is just fun because you can just kind of mess around with it and figure out what you want. The white here. Okay, so then we're going to grab our bucket fill tool. I'm going to grab the black again. Come up here to select. Row. We're going to make this a 5. Hit OK. Over here, create our new layer. Drag that layer right underneath. And then fill it up. Control F. Add that nice drop shadow in there. Here to select. Done. And there you have it. That's a pretty decent looking thumbnail for using a completely free software. Those are the steps that I take for creating the thumbnail. So now let's get the thumbnail out of GIMP and ready to use on YouTube. So what you want to do is you want to come down to the file, and you always want to save your work. Go ahead and save it wherever you have your file saved at. I like to name mine so it's easier. So what we're doing now, we're actually saving the GIMP file. This isn't going to be the file that we're going to use on YouTube. I'm going to get to that here in 2 seconds. I'm going to name this GIMP. I'm going to save. And then you want to go back to file and you want to go to export as. And again, wherever you have your wherever you want this saved to, we're going to keep it named as GIMP. Do export. Then you want to have all the same settings I do. Save background color, save resolution, save creation time, content, blah, blah, blah. So just make sure all that's the same. Then you want to hit export. It'll only take a couple seconds. And there you go. That's pretty much how you create a YouTube thumbnail using GIMP. 100% free. So I hope this helped you guys out, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and smash that like button, and I really appreciate you guys watching. So until the next video, peace.